Elevator Pitch presents Valentine's Day, written by Anne C.
To the household of Winnie and Zerelda Halliday. Ma, I hope this letter finds you in good health. I'm terribly sorry to spring such news on you without proper time to prepare for my company, but I am afraid I have found myself in desperate need of your counsel and without much time to seek it. While I am unsure if you can fully answer my quandaries, you will see in good time why I sought to ask you for advice. And if I may encroach on your hospitality once again, I do ask that you keep the contents of this letter between yourself and God. I have my reasons for wishing to consult you first, specifically that Zerelda is a faster draw than me. If you see a different horse than usual, don't shoot. Beans and I just rode in from Jerome the other night. She's more than earned her rest. With love, J.H. I told you before I started it was doggone peculiar. Oh, Johnny O. What have you done and gotten yourself into now? Well, if he's visiting, he ain't been arrested. That's something, ain't it? And he ain't too sick or hurt to stop by, especially with it being such a long ways away. He wouldn't bother coming here if he had any sort of bodily harm, unless he's got a few extra warrants than usual and no place to go. That's gotta be it. Poor kid's hideout must have been busted. I know. I shouldn't call him a kid. I should have stopped calling him a kid a little over 15 years ago. It's just hard, you know. One day he's a little string bean orphan, too scared to sleep without a candle on, and the next he's a grown man. Old enough to find his own scrawny little orphans, really. You think that's what all this is about, Miss Kitty? Of course you think it's about taxes. Speak of the devil.
Hey there, Mom.
Johnny Halliday, you'd better never go so long without writing me again, you hear?
I've been terribly busy, you know.
Too busy to write to your poor old ma?
Oh, you'll understand when I tell you. And who is this delightful creature?
That's Miss Kitty. We found her out back with the chickens.
She get any of them?
No, that's the darndest thing. She was all cuddled up to them against the cold.
Oh, you dear little thing.
I think she likes you.
You'll have to be very careful, you know. I like her quite a lot, too, and you and Ma raised quite the talented thief.
John Daniel Halliday, you will do no such thing.
Would it kill you to call me Jack?
I don't see you calling Zerelda and I anything too special.
That's because you didn't take the initiative to come up with something with a ring to it.
Whatever you say. Take a seat, why don't you?
Because this little darling's on the floor.
She'll sit in your lap, you know.
Oh, she will? Oh, then I suppose I'll be taking her with me.
Nice cat, ain't she?
I'll have to convince Eddie to take one in.
Eddie?
He's... I suppose this is a question better answered with slightly more context, isn't it?
Hell if I know.
We'll get there.
Then let's get getting there. How have you been, Jack? It's been ages since I got the chance to see you.
Very good. Quite strange, however.
Strange?
How long until Ma comes home?
Won't be for another few hours. Why, you didn't get arrested, did you?
A different ball and chain, I suppose. Though I did never entirely see the merit to that metaphor.
You all right, ain't you?
Fine enough. Suppose you got my letter?
Right here.
Good.
You said something about needing advice bad and needing it now.
Yes, I believe I'm gonna propose to someone. Not a legal wedding, of course. We've spoken about that before. But there's someone I want to spend the rest of my life with more than anything in the world.
This that Eddie of yours?
Yes, that's him.
How come I've never met him before?
He's a very busy man.
Busier than this young bandit who can't even write a card home?
Ma.
I'm kidding. I'm only joshing you.
He lives quite a while away, too. Farther than even I do.
You don't live together?
We're working on it. His line of work is just... Well, why don't we just say it's taking quite a bit of effort on both of our parts to get it to let him go. He'll be coming home soon enough to retire with me.
And what exactly is this line of work?
This is why I didn't want to tell Ma.
Well, it can't be that bad. I don't care if he's a gambler or a snake oil salesman or a missionary, so long as he makes you happy.
He's a sheriff.
Well, Jesus Christ in heaven.
Soon to be retired.
Oh, Lord, you're gonna tell me he's married next, aren't you?
No, thank God.
Son, you have a knack for making questionable decisions.
I had no intentions of sticking around if you weren't retiring as soon as I can help him out of there. We've discussed this in great length, I assure you.
Make sure not to tell your ma, right?
Oh, believe me, I have no intention of doing so.
Good. Glad to see you've still got a little sense in you.
Eddie took most of it, I'm afraid.
If you don't mind me asking, where is this sheriff of yours from?
It's a rather small town near El Paso. I doubt you'd recognize the name. Does Lawrence strike any chords?
Lawrence? He's not Russ Henry's boy, is he?
Is that bad?
Bad? Sheriff Henry took your ma's eye out.
Oh, dear Lord.
You must have a guardian angel looking out for you or something to make sure this stayed between the two of us. I don't know how in the hell you're going to tell Zerelda that you're marrying a lawman, let alone that one.
So you mean to say I'm allowed?
Allowed? You're allowed to shoot yourself in the foot if you like. Who the hell am I to tell you not to?
My mother?
Fair enough. Well, I say if he's quitting his job and makes you happy. He makes you happy, don't he?
More than anything.
Then why not?
Well, he hasn't met either of you, and he hasn't any family I could ask for his hand.
Do you hear yourself?
I beg your pardon?
How the hell did an ex-nun and a horse thief raise a traditionalist?
It's not like that. Not quite, that is. Tradition. Well, it's all I have to make it official. I don't exactly have the money to bribe a priest.
Don't tell me you rode all the way out here just because you felt like you had to.
Not entirely. Would you believe me if I said I missed you?
Not without an ulterior motive.
Well, I wanted advice faster than I could get it from a few letters back and forth. Here's where that piece of it comes in.
You haven't asked yet, have you?
I'm not sure I know how. What?
This Eddie of yours must be something special. You've always been a man of words ever since I met you. It's gonna take one hell of a fella to leave you not knowing what to say.
He is truly something. Which is why I need whatever I say, whatever the proposal is, to be perfect.
If he loves you that much, I don't think he'll need it to be.
It's what he deserves.
I'm sure. Well, you know him better than I do, so I don't know just how well I can write it all out for you, but I reckon if you ran some circumstances by me, I might just be able to lend you a hand that way.
How did Ma ask you?
I asked her.
Really?
She's not as scary as she lets on. Fact of the matter is that she was scared to hell of one thing and one thing only back when we were outlaws. You know what that was?
What?
Losing me. Then you came along and she got scared of another thing too.
Oh.
She's human too, you know. Just don't let you see it 9 times out of 10. So I asked her to marry me one night after we'd been sitting at a campfire for a couple hours, swapping whatever stories we had left to swap after all those years, and just listening to the night go by. After it went quiet for long enough, I looked at her and I said, "Zerelda, what do you reckon we'll do if we ever live long enough to retire?" And she said she wasn't sure, but she couldn't imagine doing it without me. So I asked her right then and there, if we ever figure out some sort of way, why not make it forever official?
That's beautiful.
I manage it every once in a while.
I don't know when next I'll have Ed on his own at a campfire.
You don't need a campfire. You just need it to mean something. What kind of meaningful things do you two do together?
We hardly see one another in person, I'm afraid. It's always special just to have him home. Just to know he's okay, really.
Then do it then. Write and say you've been yearning for him or whatever, and pop the question when the time feels right.
He did send me one the other day about visiting.
Well, do it then. Simple as that.
You're sure it'll work?
Johnny, I thought I raised you well enough to know not to propose if there's ever any kind of question about it. Folks like us live dangerous enough lives that we shouldn't risk that kind of hurt too often.
I'm well aware. He seems amicable enough to the idea. He asked for my ring size, for heaven's sake.
Then I think that little get-together of yours might just be a question of who asks first.
You don't really mean it.
I do.
No, we couldn't. I swear I would have noticed.
Jack.
Yes, Ma?
I've got reason to believe you've been so trapped in your own head over this that you might have missed an important detail or two that could have made you feel a hell of a lot better.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. I'm always right.
If you say so.
See, she gets it.
Well, if such a wonderful creature as this believes everything will be all right, there's nothing left for me to do but agree.
Who would have thought one of these days you'd be coming to me for advice with men?
Winnie,
Yeah, honey?
whose goddamn horse is this?
She's mine, Ma.
Why does her harness say dirt on it?
That's what she's called.
Dirt?
I didn't pick it.
Then who the hell did?
Why don't you come in here, give your son a little love, and find out for yourself?
Get over here, Sonny.
Oh, easy on the ribs there, Ma.
You haven't been shot again, have you?
No, Ma.
Good. I haven't cleaned the Winchester in a while, and I don't want a good reason to.
I can fend for myself, you know. You saw to that.
Doesn't mean you have to.
How was town?
Full of trials and tribulations.
Do many stray cats?
And high prices.
Makes you miss stealing, don't it? You'll be lucky having someone who used to get a stable income around.
Mother!
Pardon?
Oh, dear God.
I think I might have said too much.
What's going on here?
Ma, I think you might want to sit down. Freedom can look like a little ranch house, handing your own. Damn it. Freedom can look like a little group of friends gathered to watch you while you swear the rest of your life to someone in secret. So the rest of the world will let you love the love of your life and marry him anyway, just despite it. So the rest of the world won't let you love the love of your life and marry him anyway, just despite it. Let you love the love of your life. There.
Jack?
Ugh.
I didn't mean to scare you.
It's quite all right. Why you here?
I could stand to ask you the same thing. You've got 10 minutes before you're late to your own wedding, kid.
I know. I'm just practicing.
Jack, you'll be fine.
I need to make sure.
You need to enjoy yourself. It's about you more than what kind of show you put on, you hear?
I understand. I want to give Eddie the best wedding I could give him. It's about him too, isn't it?
I just finished fixing him up in the other room. I assure you, you stumbling over a couple of words is the least of his worries.
Ma, please tell me you didn't bring the Winchester.
I have standards.
The Colt.
No comment.
Ma, did you or did you not threaten my husband on our wedding day?
I did not. I told him what I'm about to tell you if you just shut your trap and quit trying to guess what brand of gun I may or may not have shoved up his nose.
Floor is yours.
If you're wondering why Winnie's not here, it's because she's still trying to get him to relax. He's just as scared as you are, but he's about twice as likely to trip up the aisle if she doesn't wrestle him into a chair and make him do deep goddamn breathing exercises.
Dear Lord, is he all right?
He said the same thing as you. He wants it all to go perfect.
Oh, dear God, not to mention the public speaking.
He's gonna be fine. It seemed to help him a bit when I told him what Barbara the butcher said to me on the day of my wedding, all right? Don't matter how well today goes. For folks like the both of us, it's just a day to celebrate spending the rest of your life with someone which you were already planning to do in the first place. Let it be that. I get that you're scared because you care about each other, and that's all right, but at the end of the day, a celebration's made for celebrating. It's about getting your friends and family together and eating good food and telling good stories and somehow convincing your mom to let you marry a lawman.
Oh, did Barbara the butcher tell you that part too?
There you go. Feeling a little better?
A little.
It's normal to be scared. Just don't let it get in the way of what today's really about. You and Eddie and that great big adventure the two of you are setting off on.
We're just robbing a couple of trains if all goes to plan.
No, not the trains. Life. Got an awful long road ahead of you, no matter how grown you feel.
And I just got lucky enough to find someone like Ed to walk down it with.
There's the spirit.
Thanks, Ma. Whew, I think I've got to go.
One last thing. I'm proud of you, Jack Valentine.
Thanks, Ma. You know you don't have to call me Jack, neither.
I might as well. You picked a good one. Better than Thomas Walker.
Oh, hush.
Just my opinion.
It's temporary. I'll start using the right one again for all my misdeeds once it's safer. Especially to keep Ed from getting mixed up in any of it.
So how long do you think until it's safer? Good luck, Jack. You won't need it, but it never hurts.
Thanks, Ma.
Everything all right?
Dear Lord, he cleans up well.
Let's get you down the aisle, kid.
This episode was performed by the following people: Ellis G as Winnie Halliday, Kit A as Zerelda Halliday, Noelle S as Jack Valentine. It was made possible by our editors, AJR, Alix K, Kestrel E, and Freya M. This episode was written by Ann C and produced by the Elevator Pitch team. Special thanks to Noelle S for the episode art. If you like this episode, please consider following us on Twitter and TikTok at Elevator Pitch P. For show updates and a chance to interact with the cast and crew, please consider joining our Discord server. If you are willing and able, please consider checking us out on Patreon or sending a one-time donation on Ko-Fi at Elevator Pitch P. Elevator Pitch is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license.